Right. The third speaker this afternoon is Dr. Ricky TSUI from the East Asia Ventures Land and Director of East Asia Arup University. Dr. TSUI earned his engineering degree from the University of Hong Kong and completed his PhD in science at the University of Cambridge. As Arup's Research and Development Director and Arup University Leader for East Asia region, he has played a pivotal role in advancing the firm's business operation and growth. He has championed foresight, research innovation, learning, knowledge management, and the incubation of new capabilities. Recently, he joined the East Asia Digital Executive at Arup, where he is driving the company's digital transformation to enhance competitiveness in the digital era. He established a digital acceleration hub in Shenzhen, assembling a team of digital experts and programmers in a collaborative workspace to accelerate this transformative process. In his capacity as EA Ventures leader, he's overseen venturing activity and seeks opportunity to collaborate with technical partners and startups. He also serves as a board of director for Neuron Operations, a recent spin-off company from Arup. For more than 15 years, he has designed and delivered the award-winning design school, enabling colleagues to develop skills in design thinking and cross-disciplinary collaboration. Dr. TSUI, thank you very much. Welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, great to be here to share our experience with you. Thank you also to the Polytechnic University for inviting me to come and to give a presentation. Now, my topic today is total design, adding another term. And what I'm going to go through is to talk a little bit about our company first, and then why we utilize total design as our strategy. And then how can we nurture our members to try to deliver total design? I'll give you some examples on that. And also, how can we utilize total design to co-creating values and impacts with our communities? Okay, a little bit about Arup first. Arup is a global consulting firm with a lot of designers, planners, engineers. Together, the slogan for ourselves is actually we want to shape a better world. We've got 18,000 employees all over the world, and the headquarters is actually based in London, and we've got 4 regions. Here, we are under APAC region. To share some of the iconic projects that we did in the past, you can see here is the Raffles City, which is based in Chongqing. The tallest buildings, Beijing, which is the CITIC Tower. Back to Hong Kong, you can see that is the CIC the Zero Carbon Building, as well as the Stonecutter Bridge. Altogether, we have 7 classes of services available to our clients. The first one is advisory services, and then buildings, a lot of disciplines that allow us to deliver iconic buildings all over the world, and also infrastructure related to like railway, water, bridges, and all that. And planning to a wider scope, we can do planning for the whole countries or even planning for a city. And then more, generic is digital, and then climate and sustainability, and more specific technical consulting, including like materials or wind engineering. Now, these are also some of our projects in the past. All these 7 classes of services, in fact, support by the 58 skills networks that help us actually to take on any challenging work in the world. So we are a little bit different. We don't have any shareholders. We are owned by ourselves because we are owned by a trustee board, and our members actually are our trustees. And that's why we are employee-owned company. The slogan is, we shape a better world. Now, this Sir Over Arup is our founder, so that's why our company is called Arup. And he started the company in 1946, and in 1970, he gave the key speech, which became you'd like a Bible to guide our direction going forward. And in the key speech, he also mentioned about excellence. Excellence is a mindset. Actually, we put a bit extra into the project and try to make it more valuable to our clients. So this is something about mindset. It's not about the process. And in the key speech, he also mentioned about total architecture. Now, the first total architecture projects being deployed in this project, which is called Penguin Pool at London Zoo. Now, that one, in fact, is 1934. We start the first total architecture project in Penguin Pool. He loved that project a lot, and that's why he had also the 90 years old birthday party at the Penguin Pool. But after 3 years, he passed away, and this is the street post in Copenhagen, actually memorized our founder. Now, a bit about Penguin Pool. This is a space trying to mimic the natural habitat for the for the penguin. You can see that there's an elliptical pool over there, and also the spiral ramps, and you've got a very thin ramps there, and which is the the platform for the penguin to showcase. And you can see this is the first project, the reinforced concrete being used in the world, and that's demand seamless collaboration among the material scientists, also structural engineers, as well as many people getting involved in that projects like the contractor. So the total architecture, in fact, set a new direction for British architecture, back to those days, which is 1934. Okay, since then we evolved from total architecture then to total design, enable us to deliver a lot of sustainable development related projects and deploy smart, green, resilient, and human-centric approach in all our projects. So starting from this year, we put total design as our one of the key strategy, starting from 2025. And the total design is what we define here is a distinctive way of working that integrate the purpose, process, people to deliver values to our client, societies, and members. That's very much concentrate on design thinking as well as human-centered collaboration. Now, how do we practice total design? First of all, is encouraging a mindset of curiosity, that what Professor N mentioned about curiosity, and challenging all the assumptions, look from different aspects, and define the right problem to solve. Secondly is understanding the broadest context, is knowing from every angle, specifically from the 5 angles over there, which is called STEEP framework: social, technological, economic, environmental, and political issue. When you look into a problem, to define the right problem to solve. The third one is the striving for rigorous technical excellence. Quite often, our engineers just go for on time, on budget, but actually we want to go beyond that to deliver something innovative and high-quality solutions. The last one, which is the actively, purposefully collaborating with all the stakeholders and trying to co-create together to get a better outcome. Now I'm going to deep dive a little bit to into each of these features. Now the first one is a mindset of curiosity. We talk about that. Questioning assumptions, explore new technologies and methodologies that we are going to use in a project, expand our expertise, continuous develop yourselves. The next one is embrace the challenge, take some risks in it. And to summarize, it's in fact every project we are doing, try to explore, question everything, challenge yourself, and most importantly, have fun. Otherwise, you won't do it. The next one is about the broadest context. Understand the complete ecosystem about your project, and then consider both short-term and long-term impact to either your society or your environment. And consider, as I mentioned, the STEEP category: social, technological, environmental, economic, and political angle. And then recognize the project-specific values priorities. Now, again, to summarize, is to think laterally, reference widely, and confer briefly. Don't dare to, just sit, listen, and try to argue with your colleagues. Most important thing is consider humanity. The next one is about technical excellence. Don't compromise on any quality, and use right technologies and methodologies for every challenge, and then transform all the theory into practical solutions, and drive cost-use innovation as well as pushing the boundary. These are what demand us to deliver the technical excellence. To summarize, to be your edge at your professional, develop deep domain knowledge as well as knowledge from other different disciplines, and then use the best tool, and most importantly, to maintain the quality. The last one, which is actively collaboration, build meaningful connection across all your stakeholders, and then embrace creative energy and productive tension. Tension is important. Just try to keep on arguing, and you will come up with good solutions. And communicate complex ideas to all the stakeholders. And finally, optimize collaboration to drive efficiency. Again, to summarize, collaboration is not just for internal, but also external, not across discipline, but also with your clients, with your contractor stakeholders. And build diversity, have the knowledge, skills, and opinions within the team. And collective creative tension, that's necessary. And also communicate in the best way, with all your stakeholders. Finally, is be global. We always talk about, having global knowledge delivered locally. So that's kind of ideas. So what do we want to expect? Actually using total design to add values for our clients. For example, like provide a true partnership experience, as well as, let's say, identify additional opportunities for values. Now, through total design, we also want to bring extra value for our society, like deliver accessible solution, as well as build community resilience. For ourselves, of course, we want to do more impactful projects, as well as train up our colleagues to deliver technical excellence. So I've been talking a lot about theory, but let's share some of the example with you. The first one I want to share is the Kai Tak Sport Park. Just finished it early this year. Now, in this project, you can see that we have that venue that can be an open space venue, as well as totally enclosed arena, totally depending on that retractable roof over there. Now, that retractable roof is the biggest in the world and very heavy, 5,000 tons, 1.5 meter thick. So just for that roof, already have a lot of contradicting requirements, right? For the structural engineers, they want it to be very lightweight because they want to save materials. But for the acoustic engineer, they want it to be thick because they want to absorb all the noise. There's a lot of residential building nearby. Now, for those drainage engineers, they want to build channel to drain all the rainwater effectively. Now, for MEP engineers, they want to have accessibility for maintenance. So many contradicting requirements that come together require our very deep domain expertise to seamlessly collaborate together to deliver that high quality solution. So something that bear in mind is you have to be very good in your domain expert in order to deliver such a important project. And that echo about our principle 3, which is the technical excellence. Just that roof, apart from that roof, in fact, during the projects, we face a lot of challenges, and that demands seamless collaboration, not just within our own disciplines, but also across different disciplines and also with the stakeholders in order to come up with this iconic project. Now, the next one I want to share is the Central Kowloon Bypass, which will be open in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully we can solve the problem about the traffic congestion in the central Kowloon, linking the west to the east effectively. Now, in this project, you can see the route cover a lot of buildings. We can only lock down those public buildings, but not the private one, or utilize some open space in order to achieve that. In that case, we need to seamlessly collaborate with many different stakeholders. For example, in the preservation of heritage, we want to keep the Yau Ma Tei police station, which is a very old building, as well as keeping the vibrant areas around temple streets. But the key point here, this project, is that there's another separate road projects under another separate government department. Now, their designed traffic pattern is not compatible with ours. So it's not our project, but we took the list and then took extra effort to coordinate the two parties in the government and try to harmonize the solution in order to come out with a good travel pattern that are useful for all the road user. So that's something about purposefully collaborating with all the different parties to come up with good solutions. The next one here is actually ongoing, which is the Hong Kong Baptist Hospital redevelopment. Now they want to renovate 3 hospital blocks as well as building a new medical center. Now 2 projects at the same time, while they want to maintain the service up and running normally, which is very challenging. At the very beginning, our project management team, in fact, just were asked to do the technical feasibility study. And so during the project, they keep on listening, they keep on asking the questions, and then they start to understand about the aspiration of the leadership team, as well as the problem facing by the frontline people. Now, slowly and slowly, we build the trust, and then we start to challenge them, challenge their original plan, and then come up with a better one, hopefully to make the hospital become a future-ready hospital that can deliver better services to the community. Now, right now, the project has started. A lot of our technical teams was involved, and you can see that from the very beginning, we have curiosity, we ask questions, and then change our plan. Hopefully, we'll come up with some solution that are better than what they expected. So these are the 3 examples. Of course, we have lots of examples to share, but that's actually touch on how we can practice the total design. The next one is how we nurture our members to deliver total design. Of course, we follow the key shape development for all our members. Apart from, they need to develop their own deep domain expertise, they also need to practice a lot of common capability like sustainability, SDG, digital, climate resilient, you name it. And then they also need to show the awareness as well as the interest in other topics. These are the learning themes for our company. I just go through that very quickly. Now, living our experience is really about the processes within your company, and then learning skills, domain expertise, applying transformative expertise, which means a lot of digital sustainability. Every colleagues need to know about that. And I will talk more about creative and critical thinking, delivering excellence projects, project management, deliver technical excellence, and then leading for future leadership. And being a trust advisor is client-facing skills. So first of all, learning the domain skills. We have 58 skills networks or community of practice. For each skills network, we have a leader to guide our direction for deepen our domain expertise, as well as leading the knowledge sharing activities. Now, this skills network will then, responsible for advancing our disciplines, as well as, develop a lot of different initiatives to drive the skills forward. And for each disciplines, we have a learning path which identifies the expected level of knowledge, skills, and capability attached to a level within the organization. is actually using those learning paths to drive the domain expertise for all our members. And just take structural engineering as an example. All our members can go into this platform and understand what kind of skills are expected and what kind of learnings are related to that skills for different grade here. That's also helping them to plan for the career development. And of course, not just domain expertise, but we also want them to be having some creative and critical thinking mindset. We want them to be a system thinker. When they look at a complex problem, they're not just looking at the separate components, but look at their interconnectivities. As I always mention, we want them to know that this is actually, Okay. I use this example quite often. Treat city as a system. A city actually have a lot of different components, facilities, subsystems that link together. You need to consider the impact to all the system when you induce any changes. And that's why we have a system thinking course for our colleagues in collaboration with Exeter University. Not just about system thinking, but also total design, and open to every colleague. And it's quite intensive. First of all, having lectures and then project works. And this one is our kind of signature program called Design School, which is a 3 days off-site training. And for each design school, I will put up a theme to try to trigger their imagination as well as critical thinking. Just some example here, for example, like the theme specification 0. When we look at a specification, they always put down 1.0, 1.1, 2.0. But here is specification 0. There's nothing being written down. Can you think about the broader context? What actually behind the project? What might be the ultimate goal for that project? And also we have like Plan Z. We have Plan A, Plan B, Plan Z, right? How about Plan Z? Just let them to know that, in fact, if you want to deliver high quality project, look at different options. Don't compromise. And you have also like crossing boundaries. We need to learn a lot of skills from other industry. For example, like fintech is very good now, in deploying AI. Can we learn from them? The next one, let's say over there, sing, swim, and surf. How can you embrace uncertainty in your design? Which is just like in a VUCA world that Edmund you mentioned. All our colleagues coming from different offices and with different skills come into one single location, then they will form teams to solve all the problems that we design for them. It's very interactive. It's not just about theory. We want them to deliver the prototype to prove that the idea is actually feasible. The next one here is Innovation Labs. We have 5 days training for our colleagues. They come from, again, different offices together to utilize the digital skills across different disciplines to solve the problem. So digital become the necessary skills that they need to have in working in our company. The next one here, the coming 3 are a bit light touch. The last 3 are relatively intensive. This one is called OFTV. It's a monthly screening of curated talks, maybe tech talks or documentary coming from YouTube on specific topics over there. We try to kind of, inspire them and spark conversation. And normally held at lunchtime, we buy them for lunch so that they are happy to come and share. And in fact, every day, I would say that we have on average 1 lunch talk within the company. The second one is the Breathe and Bring. Of course, after office hour, they can drink beer and talk freely. And every time we invite a startup or a research institute, they come and share their innovation journey, we focus more on the process rather than the outcome. And because for us, we have a ventures program that help our members to commercialize their ideas. And on and off, we have exhibition, on different themes that let our colleagues understanding the latest solution being deployed in different projects around the world. So currently, we are on the future of making. How can we do construction in a better way? And finally, just want to share how can we use total design to co-create values and bring some more extra things to them. The first one is the Hong Kong Youth Common Core program. We help them for some years, and each year we design a multidisciplinary course, to promote collaboration among students from different departments. Last year we had that program called Urban Futures of Hong Kong, asking all the students to look into the challenges of Hong Kong from 5 angles, distinct categories, and then they summarize all their findings into a set of pods that can conduct workshop to kind of helping us to do the social innovation. The next one here is the Arup Foundation. We also have our charity to promote multidisciplinary learning and research. We also help, in fact, Polytechnic University to set up a research institute for sustainable urban development. And it just happened that I'm also one of the trustees. If you have any initiative that want the foundation to support, you can contact me. So with that, the end of my presentation. Thanks a lot.